Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we step on the spiritual path, we are highly motivated, and that motivation is required to begin with. But what happens? That motivation is unable to continue for long, because along with the motivation, we do not develop the required qualification. And therefore, toward the end of the 5th chapter, Bhagavan has given us the vision and the mission. Vision is Karmani Akarmayaha Bhashya. The vision is Brahmarpanam Brahmahavi. The vision is Shreyan Dravyamaya Jajna Jnana Yajna Parantava. The vision is Tad Vijnanatham Guru Mevavigachet Samit Panihi. The vision is Nahi Jnane Na Sadrusham Pavitram Iha Vidyate. Sarvam Karma Kila Partha Jnane Parisamapyate. This is the vision. So Arjuna was getting oriented towards this knowledge. But when Bhagavan came down from the principle to the practical, then he said, Arjun, as regards you are concerned, you have to practice yoga. Now what is the yoga to be practiced? Wherever you are put, he was put on the battlefield. So, yoga matishto tishta bharata. So there, the most important principle was given, that ajnana sambhutam, this samshaya, this doubt, which was born out of ignorance, which is born out of confusion. So, this tasmad ajnana sambhutam enam samshayam, this samshaya, doubt, which is born out of ignorance from in your own heart, jnana sinatmanaha chitva, having destroyed by the sword of knowledge, and for that purpose yoga madhishtodishta bharata. So keep yourself busy wherever you are put. With this, the 4th chapter ended, then the 5th chapter started. There Bhagavan has very clearly told in the 5th chapter that what is required is the understanding. What is the understanding? Recognize yourself to be na kartrutvam na karmani lokasya srijati prabhu na karma phala sanyogam. The doership is not the creation of God. See, that do you remember the example I gave you, that Gohatya, the cow that was killed? So doership is not the creation of the self. Similarly, karma is also not born by the self. And so also karma phala sanyoga, association of the results of karma with us. Then svabhavastu pravartate, it is happening in the matter automatically. It is programmed that way. This is at the level of the self being our own self. Now when the same self is the creator, controller of the whole world, so first verse is for the Atma, the 15th verse is for the Ishvara. Now this Ishvara is not interested, na datte kasyachit papam na chaivam sukrutam vivu. He is neither interested in our being good or bad. You suffer or you enjoy. Ajnane navrutam jnanam tena mujyanti jantavaha. See the Bhagavan's commentary here. very important. किमर्थम तर्हि भक्तैः पूजादि लक्षणम यागदान होमादिकम च सुकृतम प्रयुज्यते? Then why do you tell the devotees that you should do this puja, you should do this yaga, you should do this japa, you should do this anushthan? For what? If you are not interested in the sin or the merit. Ajnanena amrutam jnanam viveka vijnanam tena muyyanti karomi karayami bhokshe bhojayami iti. So these people who are engaged in this kind of good activities, do you think that they are doing good activities? Earlier I was sinful, now I am better. So then I is still maintained. And as long as this I is there, we are far away from the spiritual path. And therefore, jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha, we have to purify or wash our sins. What is the sin? The sin is considering ourselves to be the doer, the sufferer, the enjoyer. And yesham jnanena atmanaha ajnanam nashitam te panditaha. And those who have correct identity about their own being, they are the pandit. And by such people, what is the thing? Nirdosham hi samam brahma. In that oneness, they are established. This is what we have seen. And once we are established in that absolute reality, then how do we know whether we are progressing spiritually or not? Na pravrushet priyam prapya nodvijet prapya cha priyam. Our equanimity is never disturbed. Please remember this basic principle of spiritual life. Whether you are following the path of karma, whether you are following the path of devotion, whether you are following the path of Ashtanga Yoga, we will see in the 6th chapter, or you are following the path of knowledge, or you are following the path of Gunatita, or you are following the path of surrender, Sharanagati, everywhere the bottom line is Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. If the equanimity of the mind is not maintained under all conditions, we are fooling ourselves that we are walking the spiritual path. And once this was very, very firmly understood by the seeker, then yehi sansparshajab hoga dukkhayo na evate. They know very well. In the relative world, there cannot be absolute happiness. So, nateshura mate buddhaha. The wise people don't take the relativity very seriously. Naramate. Then how do they leave it? Shaknoti haivayas sodhum prak sarira vimokranat. Kama krodhodbhavam vegam. Sa yuktasya sukhi naraha. So all of us get anger, desire, is okay. But let us not become victim and become kami or the krodhi, the angry one. And such a person is allowing the Satchidananda, Yonta Sukhontara Ramaha, Tathantar Jyotirevayaha, Sa Yogi Brahma Nirvanam Brahma Bhuto Digachati. He thus allows the divinity to manifest through us in its full glow. He alone is qualified for the absolute peace and bliss in this world. Now we get very enchanted. Ha, this is what I was searching for. Bhagavan says, yes, it's possible. How? Sparshan krutva bahirbayan chakshushchaivantare bhruvoho. First control your prakriti. Again you come back. Then control the modification of the prakriti, yatindriya mano buddhi, vigate cha bhaya krodaha. Get out of all these fear, anger, all kinds of things, and then recognize yourself to be that conscious principle. Unless this is done, there is zero possibility of any peace in life. Now, in introduction to the 6th chapter, we have seen, because 6th chapter starts with Anashritaha karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha. So keeping this in view, the introduction was that na niragni na cha akriyaha. Those who are traditionally sannyasi or yogi, Bhagavan is not talking about them. That doesn't mean he is condemning them. Now, how I began my talk today, this time, we get inspired, motivated by something on the spiritual path. And why we are not able to maintain progress on the spiritual path is because of this. What is that? We do everything very sincerely and happy way, but a lot of expectations from the world. The moment we have any kind of expectation from the world, we are far away from the truth. Therefore, nacha prasiddham niragnehe akriyasya paramartha sannyasinaha shruti smrti purana itihasa yoga shastra vihitam sannyasitvam yogitvancha pratishedati Bhagavan svavachana virodhacha. Therefore, what Bhagavan has said, he is not comparing the traditional sannyasi or the yogi, which is said according to the scriptural authority. Bhagavan will not deny that. How will he deny his own statements? Then what he said is, sarva karmani manasa sanyasya naiva kurvanna karayan mauni santushto yogi santushtaha yena kenachit aniketa sthiramatihi vihaya kaman yes sarvan pumas charati nisruha sarvaramba parityagi. All these quotations from Gita, if you analyze them, what they are, whether you are following the path of karma, whether you are following the path of yoga, whether you are following the path of devotion, or you are following the path of knowledge, all of them, iti tatra tatra bhagavata svavachanani darshitani taihi viruddheta chaturtashrama pratishedaha. Therefore, Bhagavan has never compared the traditional sannyasis and yogis with the grahastha, but just to make the grahastha motivated, inspired for leading something higher. In this world, who suffer the most is the grahasthas. And you know what is the suffering? They suffer also, but they can't come out of it. See? And therefore, tasmad munehe yogam arurukshoho pratipanna garhastasya agnihotradi phala nirapeksham anushtiyamanam dhyana yoga arohana sadhatvam sattva shuddhi dvarena pratipadyate. Therefore, tasmad munehe, the one who is garhastasya, who is a grahastha, who is leading a life of a householder, for him, yogam arurukshoho. But now he has this motivation. Let me walk the spiritual path. Yoga, meditation, visions of God, kundalini unfolding. All these things they also get. Now for them, agnihotradi phala nirapeksham anushtiyamanam. So for them, what is the sadhanatva? Shuddhi dvarena. What is the sadhan for them? For them the sadhan is not to leave the home and take a traditional sannyas. That will not happen. Therefore, for them sadhana is agnihotradi, means all your daily things. So agnihotradi phala nirapeksham anushtiyamanam. Please understand, this is very, very basic thing in life. As long as we have this notion that I am doing something and because of me the whole family is running, there is no possibility of growth on the spiritual path. Now why we are doing all the karma, agnihotra adi? Because it is our need to purify ourselves. Sattva shuddhi dvarena. You remember I gave you a long time once one example. We take our dirty clothes and put them in the washing machine. And they are cotton, very dirty. So what we do? We put a lot of hot water and then a lot of strong detergents and high speed, full load, isn't it? And it goes on. That time, when we are doing it, are we having this attitude? Now suffer? Do we have this attitude? No. Why we are doing that? We want to reuse the same clothes. Those clothes we don't want to reuse, we throw them. Acha pocha laga ke phek dena, like a tissue paper. See? Whenever we are going through the difficulties of life, and it is in every grahastha's life, understand, Bhagwan has put us in the washing machine. And that depends on what type of, dirt is on our clothes. Sometimes the washing machine is on for 10 minutes, sometimes for half an hour, sometimes for time infinite. Many lives. Think. But what is the attitude behind that? The Lord has, that I want to purify this soul so that he becomes capable of doing my work. Please understand this basic principle of life. No torture, no difficulty, no problem is for our harassment. Why God doesn't have to harass ourselves? We are self-sufficient. In this verse it will come subsequently. Atmaiva atmano bandhu atmaiva ripura atmanaha. We are such worse enemy of ours that even an enemy cannot think worse about us. See? Suppose somebody is due to come 8 o'clock and you wait. It's 8 o'clock not come, 9 o'clock not come, 10 o'clock hasn't come, 11 o'clock hasn't come. What the mind is starting? I think a truck has gone above and that fellow is made into absolute chutney. Just no other option. The mind cannot think creatively. And this is how we are the victims of our own mind, unless that mind is purified. So what is the purity here? Sattva Shuddhi Dvarena. We have to think positive in life. And what is the positivity? Agnihotradi phalanirapeksham anushtiyamanam. Everything that we have to do in our life is only one technique. Discover joy in whatever you are supposed to do, not what we want to do. See? This is the difference between the ordinary and the extraordinary people. Ordinary people want to do what they like. And extraordinary people enjoy whatever they are supposed to do. If this difference is understood, all the differences will be revealed. Where we go wrong. So, Agnihotradi Phalanirapeksham Anushtiyamanam. When we do this thing, what happens then? Dhyana Yoga Arohana Sadhanatvam. See? So many people just, first thing they want to do is, Swamiji, how can I do meditation? No? Without understanding the meaning. What do I do meditation? Like I told you once, one child, useless. I said, are you Gujarati? No. My God. Then, Lohana Kachi. Lohana Kachi. Kachi banti aati hai kya? What is Kachi, please? Lohana Kachi. And in the same manner, meditation. Swamiji, how to do meditation? Who told you to do meditation? One person came in Bombay, I think, about 3-4 months before, after one of my lecture series. He came, Swamiji, I want some time from you. I said, zero time available. What do you want to speak right away? No, it's a long thing. I said, I don't have time for long thing. If they are short, I will talk right away. No, only one thing I want to know about meditation. I said, what spelling? What do you want to know about meditation? No, meditation is what? Because whenever I try meditation, it doesn't happen. I said, who told you to do meditation? No, I thought, let me do meditation. I said, why you want to do meditation? I don't know. Why you are asking so many questions to me only? Instead of me asking you questions, you are asking me questions. I said, yes, who told you to do meditation? No, actually, my mind gets so restless, runs here and there, and therefore I want to do meditation. I said, look here, meditation is after your mind is quietened. Meditation is not a means to quieten the mind. Oh, it is like that. I said, yes. Then how do I quieten the mind? Then I asked, I said, you tell me who you are. He told about himself. I said, you told that you have got a son. What is he doing? Swamiji, he is doing nothing. I said, has he got any job? No, Swamiji. If you know somebody, if you can, help him fixing in a job. I said, then why don't you directly ask me this? You don't want meditation. This is your problem. That my son is grown up, he is not getting a job, now what I should do, what he should do, and therefore I am disturbed. And this disturbed mind, how to quiet and do meditation? Look here, fun. Meditation is not the means to quieten the mind. Then how do you quieten the mind? Do your job sincerely. Then your mind is quietened. The whole thing goes so upside down. Therefore, yesterday I told you this. Get yourself physically involved in the work. Don't sit quiet. That is not your bite. In one bedroom I went. You will not believe what kind of people in this world are. A young Marwadi couple. She was Jain and he was Vaishnav. Vaishnav Jain, they get married. And both of them Marwadis. So, Swamiji, please come to our house and all that. I said, all right. I went to their house. Swamiji, please bless our room also. I said, all right. I blessed their room. I went in their room. And very funny thing in that room. On the two corners, there were punch bags hanging in a bedroom of a cultured, civilized couple. Both of them educated. And that is the main problem. Both of them educated. If one of them is not educated, the not educated is happy. And I said, do you want me to be hanged in the middle or what? Why did you bring me here in this room? And what is that funny thing? I have never seen such a decoration in any house. You know what they told? Swamiji, we fight a lot. She is very hot-headed and I am super hot-headed. Then what you do? Then when I get angry with her, I go to her side punch. And she says, when I get angry with him, I go to her side bag and I give one or two. And when we work out, then we... But I tell you, it is a wise way. Rather than punching each other. Because punch you have to. Now whom you punch, that is important. See? So here Bhagavan says, Dhyana yoga arohana sadhanatvam sattva shuddhi dvarena pratipadyate. You are able to practice meditation, control your faculties, recognize the self, only if you are not reactionary in this world. We have to stop reacting in this world. But everything we have to react. Small little things, And you all know, see, there is one of my series of talks, Choti Choti Baatein. We are never disturbed by big things. Now tell me how much we are disturbed, which government is going to come next parliament. No, we are disturbed. In my room, they have taken that cot from my room. I was keeping my clothes on that. Enough. Small little things are more than enough. Therefore, the first principle, if we are walking the spiritual path, we want stop reacting in life. And this is what Bhagavan is telling. Dhyana yoga arohana sadhanatvam sattva shuddhi dvarena. Then how do we do this? Educate yourself. How many days we are going to stay in this world? You know, one day one person asked me, so many times they say the same thing, different ways. Swamiji, how far you are running from here to there? Why don't you stay in one place? I said, anyway I am like that. No, there must be some reason. I said, okay, listen now. I said, you know how I live? Any place I go, I know the length of my stay. So when I go there, like this time when I went to MP, I knew I am going to stay there for 6 nights. Very clear, not the 7th night. And there, I was on the first floor, 3 side, 40 degrees centigrade sun is pouring all the heat, and there is no electrical energy, so nothing can function. And there you have to stay. What can you do now? So my principle comes to help. 6 days, 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, gone. Is it not? So remember this principle always. We are not in this body going to remain all the time. Prepare yourself. Then you will never suffer in life. And because of that, everybody is happy. You know how? This was in Bhuj, Kutch. So sweet Gujaratis. So, first time I had gone there, and one lady, very typical Gujarati talk in Hindi. When typical Gujarati talk in Hindi is such a good joy, you know. They really talk so sweet. So she asked, Swamiji, I am so surprised when you go to somebody's house, they are so happy. I have seen this family you are staying with, they are so happy and all that. But when we go to some people are not that happy. What is the reason? I said, the reason is before my arrival, they know my departure. That is the reason. And therefore, first time I go there, so nobody knows me. So at a distance, Swamiji, oh. Then within a day, all the ice thaws away, melts away. And then the happiness grows. And it reaches the peak when the day of departure comes. Swamiji is going. So why with every additional day the happiness increases? Because the less number of days are remaining in that house. Please remember this principle in life. Don't imagine that this situation is going to be all the time in life. Nothing is permanent. Matra sparashastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agama apayinaha anityaha. Then tantitikshasva marada. So, sattva shuddhi dvarena dhyana yoga arohanam sadhanatvam pratipadyate. And for that, iti cha sannyasi cha yogi cha iti stuyate. Therefore, this grahastha is glorified as he is almost a sannyasi and a yogi. See, grahasthas are normally what? Bhogi and the rogi. They are called as grahasthas. For the bhoga, they enter the grahastha ashrama, and as a result, in bonus, they get the roga. Now this bhogi and rogi, if they are told, hey, you are a sannyasi and a yogi, I think you are the only one who understood me. Somehow or the other, the Lord wants to help the people buried in this wrong notion of life. See? The brahmacharis are not that miserable. And grahasthas are never happy. Take any single family in the whole universe. Non-stop. Because wherever there is two, there is cut. Goes on and on and on. That's why when many people, they call me, Swamiji, our son got married yesterday, please come, today is the reception, and give them some piece of advice. So I tell them, see, if I had to come before their marriage, I would have given a piece of advice. Now I can pray only for them. After marriage, piece of advice is in pieces. Only prayer will work. Because both of them don't want to change. So, the only way is inspire them to lead some higher life. And what is that higher life? The first verse, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Anashrita Karma Phalam Karyam Karma Karoti Yaha Sasanyasi Cha Yogi Cha Na Niragnir Na Chakriyaha. Now the declaration of the Lord. Yaha, any seeker, karma phalam anashritaha. Who is this seeker? He is anashritaha, not dependent on. Anashritaha karma phalam. Karyam karma karoti. He finishes his all obligatory duties. He is a sannyasi, he is a yogi. And not merely the one who is a traditional sannyasi, niragni and a traditional yogi. No, does nothing. This is a simple translation. Now Bhagavan says, anashritaha means what? Na ashritaha anashrita. Kim karma phalam. Karmanaha phalam karma phalam. Tad yat tad anashritaha. Karma phala trishna rahitaha ityartaha. See how beautiful it is. He who does not have any expectations from any activity of his life, he is called as anashritaha karma phalam. In our life, every small little thing we do, I have done this much, they don't. This is how the parents become miserable. We have done so much for them, and in the old days, with the hope that they will look after us. Now they don't even care for us, only what we should do. Give up the hope. It's the only thing you can do. You can do nothing. It is our mistake. Why do we expect anything from anybody? See? And we imagine, but is it not, you trying to be mother and then you will understand. No? So you suffer then. What others will do? You get married and then disturb the other people? Anashritaha karma phalam. So anashritaha, na ashritaha, anashrita, karma phalam. Karma phala trishna rahitaha. He who doesn't have any expectation of anything from anybody. See? One day, one person asked me this question. Swamiji, I have been following you for so many years, and I am surprised. Don't you get any time frustrated? I said, why? He says, you have been talking on Gita and Upanishads and what not, and people don't change. Don't you feel frustrated? I said, no, I don't get frustrated. Why? I said, I don't want them to change. Surprising, why do you talk? I said, if they change, then to whom will I talk? So I want the level of ignorance in this world to be maintained. I am a practical doctor. Very important. And the moment if I start imagining that here I have been teaching you, and therefore all of you will change, then your anger will disappear, your laziness will go away, you will become very methodical, you will become very sincere, and suddenly out of you a great Mahatma will be born. If this is in my mind, I am designing a frustration for me. And when you have no hopes, no expectation, then you are all the time cheerful. See? So I told that man, I said, look here, the secret why I am cheerful is this. I don't want anything to change in this world. Everything is perfectly all right. See? Anashritaha karma phalam. We all expect lot of changes to happen because of the karma. When we expect changes to happen because of karma, but where? Outside, not inside. When the changes of our karma are observed outside, we are the sweepers. And when the changes of the karma outside are observed what is happening inside, then we are the seekers. Because sattva shuddhi dvarena. When I talk to you, see, many times people say this thing also, Swamiji, you must be tired, isn't it? I said, yes, I am tired. Then why don't you stop your lectures? I said, no, I am not tired of lectures, I am tired of you. See? Talking about the truth is not a tiresome job. When you start, you will understand it. Howsoever exhausted you may be physically, howsoever strength may not be there, the moment you are in tune with the divinity, everything drops away. And that is more refreshing than taking a sandalwood bath. Therefore, anashritaha karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha. This is important. Without doing this, without, in one truck I have seen backside return. Apni awqat pehchano. Find out your own capability before you take up something. Without knowing the capability, one of my friend in USA, so they had to shift the house. I said, hey, look here, you engage some professionals and get it done. No, Swamiji, I can do. I said, please don't do it. It is not so easy as you think. No, Swamiji, I am young. I said, then it is worse. Don't do that. No. He took one huge suitcase and lifted, and only one and gone. Last 6 years. Like walks like this thing. Swamiji, I always remember you. Not because of me, but because of that pain in the back. Had I listened to you, I had not listened to you. I said, all those who have not listened to me, they suffer in life. You are one of them. See? You find out what for you are capable. It is something like, you must have seen the children. They are tired. They are hungry. They are feeling sleepy. But they don't understand. Then what they do? They become cranky. They start crying. They shout at, but they don't understand what is wrong with them. And then they want to do something, it doesn't happen. They become more angry about it. In the same manner, before jumping that I want to do meditation, anashritaha karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha. When this doesn't happen, we go the wrong way. And what is the wrong way? We destroy ourselves. Please remember, nobody is more destroyed by us in this world than ourselves. Therefore, Adhyatmic Shastra means focusing attention on ourselves, not outside. So, anashritaha na ashritaha anashritaha karma phalam karma phala trishna rahita ityartaha. Now, yo hi karma phala trishnavan, but the one who is so much lost and expecting a lot from the results of his action, karma phala trishnavan, sa karma phalam ashritaha bhavati. And everything he is doing, keeping his eyes on the result. Now see what happens. The result always comes in the future period of time. Result never comes in the present. And this man who is working all the time, keeping his eyes fixed on the future, that is on the karma phala, what he is doing? He is postponing his own happiness to the future period of time. Now he who is postponing his happiness to the future period of time, and what will happen in the future period of time? The result may be according to your choice, or it may not be according to your choice. So there also 50-50, not 100% chance. Therefore, yaha karma phala drushtnavan saha karma phalam ashritaha bhavati ayantu tad viparitaha. But this great karma yogi is of different kind. Ataha anashritaha karma phalam. Now what it means? It means he who is happy and he who is happily doing whatever he has to do, he doesn't have to wait for the result of the karma to come in the future period of time. And we can be happy only in the present. We cannot be happy in the future. If we are miserable now, we are miserable always. If we are happy now, we are happy always. Because now only we really exist. In the future, we can only imagine. You contemplate on this thought deeply, then it should go in your system. All what we do is only imagine about the future. And because of that, many people destroy their life only by this imagination. There was one lady in Delhi, I think, yes, from a royal family, from UP. And she married one Britisher. And the Britisher was born here, brought up here. So, very nice person. He was a special photographer. And they had a son. Now, suddenly this lady got in her head spirituality. As a result, forget about the husband, forget about the child, and started running after Babaji. And the Babaji was a Mahaguru. He said, if you want to know the truth, forget about all those. These are all illusions. Husband, son, they are all illusions. Don't bother about them. And then you should be totally dedicated to Guru. And started moving. So the first thing she did, with a hope to get realization in the future, in the present the whole house was destroyed. You can imagine. Those who do not have this simple wisdom, that if today we are miserable, we are always miserable. And with the hope that in the future I will get realization, then she started studying Panchadashi, and then she started studying Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutras and all that. Do you think it will go inside? Only erudition, scholarship. Then Sanskrit, I don't know, so I engage a Sanskrit teacher and this thing, all that thing. Totally abnormal lifestyle. See, here Bhagavan says, Anasritaha karma phalam karyam karma karotiya. We don't have to go anywhere to know the truth. First of all, prepare yourself to receive the truth. The truth is knocking at everybody's door. Therefore, यहाँ कर्म फल तृष्णावान स कर्म फलम आश्रितः भवति अयम तु तद विपरीतः अतः अनाश्रितः कर्म फलम एवं भूतः सन. So by following this principle, एवं भूतः सन कार्यम कर्तव्यम नित्यम काम्य विपरीतम अग्निहोत्रादिकम करोति निर्वर्तयति. So such a person, he who engages himself in the kartavya karma. Where is the kartavya karma? Nitya karma, naimittika karma. In the today's world, whatever are our obligations towards our family, immediately. Then our obligation to the society. Then our obligation to the God. We have to go systematically. See, where it happened, somewhere they have called, I think in Ahmedabad somewhere, they said, Swamiji, kindly give us a talk on married life. I said, can there be a better joke than this? You are asking a sannyasi to give a talk on a married life? I said, you ask me a talk on sannyas life, I can give you. No. Because we have seen your observation is more acute than many of us. I said, no, it's not like that. You have got only one married life before you. I have got many married lives in front of me, all frustrated, useless. Similarly, matrutva, ek sadhana. Now where I am a mother, but that is so important. So I told him, I said, look here, the married life will be successful and a happy married life when the husband and the wife, they are happy in their bedroom. If they are not happy in their bedroom, their married life can never be happy termination. Very important. So, evam bhutaha san, whatever are our duties for our people around, we have to finish them off. Which are those? Kartavyam, nityam and kamya viparitam. See the word used. No kamya karma. What is the kamya karma? Any kind of, I want to do this, I want to achieve this, I want to do that, how long I have to do like this thing. See? So kamyam karma viparitam agnihotradikam. So agnihotradikam means our regular daily duties. If you are a husband, look after the house, earn money and look after the family members. If you are a wife, take care of the home properly, never compete. In all those houses where wives compete with the husband, those houses are always shattered in pieces. There is nothing to compete with. They are one. They are not two to compete. But it is a constant competition going on. So, Agnihotradigam karma karoti nirvartayati. Yaha kaschid idrushaha karmi saha karmantarebhyaha vishishati iti evam artham aha sasannyasi cha yogi cha. Now, such a karmi, such a person who is living the life with this understanding. So, what is this understanding? We are in this world to purify ourselves. And the technique of purification, see, many times when I tell stories, people take the joke part of it, the principle they forget. Like this story which I had told about the washing machine and all that. Now, whatever place we are placed by the Lord, that is the right place for our evolution. Don't think the Lord has made a mistake us and put us into a wrong place. No. These two things you remember. Lord gives two things to every one of us. One is the right place for our spiritual growth. Now take the lives of all great masters. Kabirji. What was the situation that he was born in? Unclaimed child of a Brahmin woman and looked after by a Muslim couple, And therefore, neither he was a Hindu nor he was a Muslim. Both of them discarding him. And therefore, Muslims will say that you are a kafir, get out from the masjid. And the Hindus will say that you are a mlecha, get out from the temple. See the situation. And that situation brought him to the supreme position of a great saint. Please remember this. God doesn't make any mistake. Now, second thing. In addition to that, the same Lord brings us in contact with the saints and sages. It is not by our effort that we approach a saint or a sage, no. He only. And what the teachers do? They only guide us. Where they guide, in this situation, how you should negotiate. When a driver is driving the car, where is his attention? Is his attention that the traffic is unruly, bad? No, his attention is, this is what the traffic is. He has to go through without getting a scratch. He who has this knack is called as a karma yogi. And such a person, idrishaha karmi, karmantarebhyaha. So the other karmi, in comparison to the other karmi, who are the other karmi? Those who have got lot of expectation, lots of hope, and constant frustration, and all complaints, and are depressed and dejection, and feeling a sense of loss and anger. In comparison to those karmis, idrishaha karmi, he who is anashritaha karma phalam karyam karma karoti, he is sannyasi yogi iti evam arthaha vishishyate. He is glorified that he is better than a sannyasi and a yogi. See? This kind of comparison in our scripture is called as arthavad. By arthavad, what we do, we compare in such a manner that the emphasis is established. Like when in Bhagavad Gita one we have seen, sa shabdastumulo bhavat. When Bhishmacharya blew the conch, and then other people, and then Bhagwan Krishna, and then Arjuna, and then Yudhishthira, Nakula, Sahadeva, Bhima, and all that. And it was so much, and Dhritarashtra Hridayani Vedarayat, and the hearts of all the children of Dhritarashtra, they suffered a heart attack. That doesn't mean immediately they will be taken to hospital. Breach Candy Hospital, there are 100 beds. Put cut. They shouldn't understand that way. So here also, when it is said such a karmi is a sannyasi and a yogi, here it doesn't mean any way Bhagwan Krishna is trying to condemn the sannyasi or yogi. But it is only to inspire the grahasthas as Arjuna was, to do his job in a perfect manner, become qualified, then you are sucked on the seat of meditation without efforts. Our thing, what happens, I will not do today anything. Today is meditation day. So you don't do anything. And come and sit here. Not 1 second. See? I tell you, for 2-3 times, I had done a lot of experiments with my life. One experiment. All my books, like, Panchadashi, etc., then Sadachar I have written, sitting and writing word by word with hand. Panchadashi is brought out of my lectures and commentaries. And all those things were done when I was in the midst of tremendous activities. The course was going on, my lectures were going on, and so many yajnas were going on here and there, and all kinds of things. Hardly any time to breathe. That time I have seen. I'll come from the lecture, like now I go from here and sit to the computer till 12 o'clock. I'll come from the lecture and take the Panchadashi and then write the Sanskrit words, then split the word to word, then write the word to word meaning, and then write the English translation, and by the time somebody will come, they'll stop it there. This is how the whole books have come out. Then I thought, I think I should get some time. Then I can do better work. So before I took up to this Amrita Anubhava writing, I have taken 3 months off. Nothing doing. I'll concentrate only on that. In those 3 months, not one line I could write. Not one line. Friends, the more busy, active you are, the more alert and creative you are. Don't imagine that I'll give up everything and do what? Worrying, nothing else. This is how many people don't understand. They're simply getting out of the whole world and sitting in one place is going to help you. No. It requires a tremendous preparation to be alone and never feel lonely. It is not everybody's bite. Therefore, here Bhagavan tells, in comparison to the other karmis, who have lots of hopes, who wants this, that and all that, in comparison to them, this karmi, this grahastha, anashritaha karma phalam karyam karma karoti ha vishishyate evam arthaah. To tell this particular thing, Bhagavan said, sa sannyasi cha yogi cha. Now, sannyasaha parityagaha sa yasya asti saha sannyasi. Sannyasi means what? Renunciation. He is called as sannyasi, he who has this. Then yogi cha yogaha. What is yogaha? Chitta samadhanam. He whose mind is totally quietened, undisturbed, he whose mind is quieted, he is called as the yogi. So, evam guna sampannaha ayam mantavyaha. Now see, why Bhagavan has called this karmi as a sannyasi and a yogi, he gives the reason. Because he has sannyasa parityagaha. What is parityagaha? Anashritaha karma phalam. He has given up all the expectations from the karma. So, from giving up the karma phala, hopes, he has become a sannyasi. And why he is a yogi? Because his mind is absolutely at peace. Why it is absolutely at peace? Because no hopes, no expectation, no complaints, and therefore his mind is at peace. So keeping these two things, now which are these two things? Before doing the karma, the mind is at peace. After doing the karma, there are no expectation of any result. The net result is, at the time of doing the karma, nothing but happiness is expressed. See? How important it is. This, you have to just recognize this principle. The other day, I don't know if I told you or not, you remember one Amma comes here sometime. So one day, he was all the time doing this, doing that. I said, Amma, I'm just playing fool with her. I said, Amma, our house has, walls have become very dirty from in and out. Why don't you wash them? Just to make fool of her. And I was surprised. She got that ladder from somewhere, started climbing, and she washed the whole house walls with water. See? I said, Mama, are you mad or what? Why are you doing all these things? Two things she told me, something great. He said, Swamiji, you will never understand what it means when I work for you. Second thing, when I work day and night, the moment I land on the bed, I never even say good night to you. So I get a net solid 8 hours good sleep. What more I want in my life? Now tell me, bring all the sannyasis put together. All the time worried, frustration, and here is an innocent, illiterate lady. See? It is so important, friends. This is how we have to learn in our life. So, yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhe. This is what is meant. Otherwise, we do everything and every time frustrated, dejected, angry. No, we are going the wrong way. न केवलम निरग्नि ही अग्रिहा एव अक्रियः एव सन्यासी योगी इति मंतव्यः. Therefore, not only those who is niragni and akriya. Niragni is the one who is away from the fire traditionally, and akriyaha, and he who doesn't do anything. Now, what is that? Niragni and akriya. This is explained in the next paragraph. Nirgata agnayaha karmanga bhutaha yasmat saha niragnihi. He who has no adhikar, authority to associate himself with any karma is called as niragni. So a sannyasi is not allowed to do the karma kanda. He cannot do the havan. He cannot offer anything to the fire as oblation. He cannot cook his own food. Niragni. And that is the reason when a sannyasi dies, his body is not burned. Either it is thrown in the waters or it is buried in the soil. Because he is niragni. And karmanga bhuta yasmat gataha agnayaha. So he has no adhikar for any karma, traditionally according to scriptural injunctions. And akriyaha means what? Agni sadhana, anagni sadhana api avidyamanaha kriya tapodanadika yasya asau akriyaha. Akriya means what? He may not be doing the karma kanda or agni upasana, agni hotra, etc. But he can always do some other non-agni kriyas such as tapasya, dana, etc. Bhagavan says even that are not required for him. Therefore, tapasya, dana, etc. is for those who want anything from this world. So, this karmi who has both the qualities, he is therefore sannyasi and the yogi. Nanucha, now here a question is raised. Niragnehe akriyasya cha shruti smruti yoga shastreshu sannyasitvam yogitvam cha prasiddham. Katham iha sagnehe sakriyasya cha sannyasitvam yogitvam cha aprasiddham uchyate iti. In the Shruti Smriti Yoga Shastra, according to the traditional orthodox way of entering into the sannyas ashram, even you may not have the knowledge. You may be taking sannyas without knowing ABCD about Paramatma. Remember in the last chapter, Bhagavan has brought out this point very well. Somebody may be sannyasi, but jnana rahita sannyasi. And if you are a jnana rahita sannyasi, then continue doing your karma. So, according to the traditional way, niragnehe akriyasya shruti smriti yoga shastreshu sannyasitvam yogitvam cha prasiddham. So, according to scriptures, sannyasi and yogi is he who has no connection with the fire and activities such as tapodana ityadi. Prasiddham. Katham iha, how come here in Bhagavad Gita, sakriyasya and sagnehe sannyasitvam yogitvam cha? How come here he is a grasta, he has got all adhikar for the karma, and yet he is sannyasi. And he is doing all the other kriya, yajna, dana, tapa, etc. And he is the yogi. Cha aprasiddham uchyate. This we have never heard. Bhagavan Krishna is developing new idea about God. This is not according to the standard. See, those who are traditionally studying now, it is really they are the victims of their own traditions. I tell you, I happened to meet one person, extremely traditional. And because of that extreme tradition, he is not ready to go beyond one word of Shankara's commentary. Not one word. And because Bhagavan Shankaracharya in all his commentary nowhere mentioned even once Bhagavad Mahapuran. He has mentioned Vishnu Puran, Kurma Puran, Skanda Puran, Mahabharat, everything. But Bhagavad Mahapurana has not mentioned anywhere. Therefore, it is not Pramana Grantha. And I knew about him, but mistakes we do, or maybe for the fun sake I must have done. Many times I don't know why I do many things, but I did. So what happened? I went and I said, Swamiji, you were asking me what books recently have come out. I said, I have published 2 volumes on Bhagavad Mahapuran, Mere Kanhaiya by this name. Stop that all nonsense. If you have to talk only on Shankar Vedanta. All others is garbage. See? Here, only Niragni and Akriya is the real sannyasi and yogi. And you are telling Sa Agni and Sa Kriya, how he can be sannyasi and yogi? Katham aprasiddham uchyate. Aprasiddham means that which is not acceptable, which is not known to the world. You are developing new techniques or what? How do you say like this? Na esha doshaha. See, this is not wrong. You are not able to understand. Therefore, you are finding out faults. Now, why it is wrong? Not wrong. Kayachit gunavritya ubhayasya sampi padaishittatvat. Bhagavan is doing what? He is taking out one quality from sannyasi and one quality from yogi, and keeping these 2 important qualities which make a sannyasi and a yogi, and these both qualities are seen in this karma yogi, and therefore is glorified as he is as good as a sannyasi and as good as a yogi. Because sannyas and yoga is the vritti, it is the bhava. We have seen in our sadachar, naiva kashaya vasasa, naham deho mahatmeti, nishchayam jnana lakshanam, dehan nyaso hi sannyasaha. The non-identification with the gross body is the real sannyas, and not by the kashaya vasasa, not by the change of color of your clothes. Similarly, Neyasya Nitya Sannyasi, Yona Dveshtina Kankshati. See, nowhere color of the cloth is mentioned anywhere. So here, when sannyasi is said, it is a vritti. So which is that vritti? So, Kayachit Guna Vritya Ubhayasya. So, some qualities of a sannyasi's attitude and attitude of the yogi, they are put together, and this is how the grastha karmi is glorified. How it is? Tat Katham. Bhagavan says, Karma phala sankalpa sannyasat sannyasitvam. Because he is this karmi or karma yogi, he is functioning in this world with all sincerity, because his attention is yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. His attention is on the purification of his mind. See? In this 1 or 2 important thing which I have told you 100 times, I will tell 200 times. First, never justify that you are miserable and disturbed. Never do that. The moment you justify that you are disturbed and miserable, you are wrong. How can anybody or anything in this world disturb us unless we cooperate with that? Once, a great Mahatma was spoken of very bad, ill on the platform by another person, and a huge congregation. Like this political meeting goes on, everybody is throwing dirt on everybody else, and this doesn't happen only among politics. Even Babajis do the same thing. They are only sannyasi with a cloth, nothing else. So they were sitting, and something was said. So the other person said to that Mahatma to whom something bad was said, Swamiji Maharaj, give him back what he thinks of himself. What audacity he has got to say such things. That Mahatma got up when his turn came to speak, and everybody was waiting. Now mirch masala will come. All his followers were thinking, no, our Swamiji should give back. There also our Swamiji, your, my party, your party is everywhere. And this Mahatma got up and he straight away started Brahma Sutras. And in a huge gathering, he has taken 1 or 2 Brahma Sutras and explained them so beautifully and wonderfully that all the people forgot everything else except the reality. And when everything was over, the person who has suggested him, give him back. So after they were sitting together, Swamiji Maharaj, aapne usko suna kyun nahi diya? Why didn't you give him back? He said, look here, by speaking ill about somebody or by getting disturbed because of somebody who is at loss, be very, very attentive. If I am your enemy, what I have to do is, if I am an intelligent enemy, what I have to do, I don't have to fight a war against you. Then I will send some people from your own country to create terrorism in your own country. See? America never fights war on their own soil. Very intelligent people. They fight war on somebody else's soil. In the same manner, what the wise people understand is this. If I had to destroy you, I don't have to do anything. I have to simply put this virus in your mind. What is that? You get disturbed. You get angry. And if you get disturbed and angry, I am successful. See? Now, that disturbance and anger is enough to destroy you. And on the contrary, I will go from, oh, you are all right? I think something is wrong with you. And it is I alone who has created troubles and problems. From the surface level, I am there with a malampatti, but inside create some kind of thing. Recognize this thing. Therefore, never justify your disturbances. Never justify your anger. If you are a seeker, these are Atmaiva Atmano Bandhu, Atmaiva Ripuratmana. Kamesha Krodesha Rajoguna Samudbhavaha Mahashanaha Maha Papma Vidhena Miha Vairinam. Friends, this knowledge must go deep in us. So, how this karmi is a sannyasi and a yogi? Because karma phala sankalpa sannyasat sannyasitvam. And yogangatvena cha karmanushthanat karma phala sankalpasya cha va chitta vikshepa hetoho parityagat yogitvam. And why he is yogi? Because chitta vikshepa hetu parityagat. What is the chitta vikshepa hetu? Karma phala sankalpa. I should get such and such thing. It never happens. In this world, two minds will never agree on any issue. Never happens. And when this happens, knowledge takes place. And this can happen under one condition. And what is that condition? When the disciple surrenders 100% to the Guru, then sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. And what is that surrender? Our mind is, our ego is totally offered. Therefore, thereafter, I have to achieve nothing. Yoga kshemam vahamyam, path of devotion. See? Therefore, here Bhagavan says, because sarva karma sankalpa sannyasat sannyasi and sarva karma phala sankalpasya vikshepa chitta vikshepa hetoho parityagat yogitvam. So two things. Sarva karma sankalpa, sarva karma phala sankalpa tyag is sannyasi, and because of that, there is quietness of the mind, therefore a yogi. So such a karma yogi is simultaneously a yogi as well as a sannyasi. Iti gaunam ubhayam. So here these qualities are secondary, but they are primary for this yogi or for this karma yogi. So by sannyasi and yogi, this is what is meant. न पुनः मुख्यम संन्यासित्वं योगित्वं च अभिप्रेतम इति एतद अर्थ दर्शेतुम आह. And by this, स संन्यासी च योगी च न निरग्नीय न चाक्रियः. Here the real traditional yoga and sannyasi is not meant, but they are as good as sannyasi and yogi because they have these great qualities. And how they are called as sannyasi or the yogi? On the basis of these qualities. This is said in the second verse. We will take it in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.